Ladder Reset is here, and the race is on. The economy's fresh, the battle for 99 is fierce, and every single drop feels like it could change your season. But here's the truth. Most players stumble out of the gate. They waste their respecs. They farm in the wrong places and miss out on the early trading boom. In this video, I'm highlighting the 7 mistakes that you need to avoid with Ladder Reset. These mistakes will hold you back, but I'm going to give you easy gearing options, leveling tricks, and wealth building strategies that will set you up for success. If you want to dominate this reset without falling behind, stick around. Mistake number 1, poor build planning. You need to have a plan going into a new season, okay? Start with a leveling build first and then transition into something later, okay? Don't try to run dual damage specs early on. It spreads your skill points too thin and leaves you really weak in many areas. Instead, you want to pick a dedicated leveling build, okay? This doesn't have to be your starter build for the ladder, and many times it's better to use a dedicated leveling build early. So for a sorceress, you might want to do something like Fireball for some early AoE power. For Paladin, Holy Fire is a really great build going up until late Nightmare, or Necro doing a Summoner, Corpse Explosion. Really safe, doesn't really need any gear at all for that. But once you've leveled up enough to kind of unlock the power of your ladder starter build, that's when you can respec. You can respec into that Blizzard Sorceress, that Hammered In, or whatever starter build that you've selected. But remember, you only get 3 respecs from Akara, okay? Don't waste them experimenting. You need to have a plan, because getting those tokens would be really expensive or wasteful. So you want to progress from that leveling build into that starter build and finally into your end game build. And why does this matter? Well, ladder resets are really about efficiency, okay? A leveling build gets you to hell difficulty faster, where the real loot starts to drop. Mistake number 2, playing solo. You want to party up to level faster. You know that experience scales with more players in the game. Tristram runs, Tomb runs, and then Bale runs, they're dramatically faster in groups. And so take advantage of group synergy with varieties of damage, along with supporting and buffing party members with things like auras, such as Conviction, or curses to boost damage. This really, really speeds up the leveling process. So even if you prefer solo play, it's really important to join those public games early on, because they can cut your leveling time in as much as half. Once you've leveled up, there's plenty of farming options that can be both efficient and successful as a solo player or in smaller groups. Mistake number 3, forgetting about low-level runewords. These early runewords can give you a ton of power while you're leveling up, and therefore save you a ton of time. There's a number of great runewords to target. The first one, Stealth. Stealth is an armor runeword, Tal plus Eth, and gives you huge bonuses to faster run walk, faster cast rate, faster hit recovery, which are amazingly important and powerful while you're leveling up. Get that Stealth runeword, you can wear it all the way into hell difficulty. Next up is Spirit Sword, the best early caster item in the game. So it comes with 2 skills, faster cast rate, mana, just an amazing weapon that'll carry you well into hell difficulty. Throw this in any 4 open socket sword. Your best option is going to be a crystal sword, broadsword, or longsword that you get from cows, and this really is worthy of using a Larza quest. Next up, Insight. Put this on your Act 2 mercenary. The meditation aura will give you basically infinite amounts of mana. This is huge, as it basically completely changes the way that you play the game. Go out there, keep casting, keep using your skills. You're going to be faster, more efficient at leveling, and it really makes the game a lot more fun to play. Throw this in the first 4 open socket polearm that you find. Don't worry about it being an exceptional or elite base. Just get this on your mercenary. Down the road, you can upgrade it to an elite base and eventually an ethereal elite base. Then we've got the Lore Helm. This is a cheap, easy, plus to skills helm. You can actually buy the base from Charcy, make this, get your skills, and move on. For more recommendations on low-level runewords and more insights, I've got a dedicated video about low-level runewords, which I'll throw a link in the description. Mistake number 4, avoiding vendors. Vendors are a really great source of leveling gear and early Magic Find gear. They can sell surprisingly strong items early on. You can find some really nice Magic Find boots and gloves. You can find some good belts with resists and faster hit recovery. And then some items with skills, like wands with plus skills for necros or staffs with plus skills for sorceresses. Every once in a while, you might find a useful scepter with plus skills for pallies. While you're leveling up, you want to be on the lookout for items with charges, particularly your teleport staff. That's something that you can find starting in Act 3 in normal from Ormus. These staffs require level 24, so if you go to the vendor between levels 20 and 23, these staffs will be red, can make it a little bit easier to find them on the vendor. Many classes will also want to be on the lookout for a lower resist wand. Getting those early points of Magic Find are really important to help you find the gear that you're looking for. Vendors can be a really great source for that gear. Once you find that early Magic Find gear, you find better gear, you level up faster, you get farming faster. You need that Magic Find when you're farming. So those boots, those gloves that you're finding from the vendors are a really great start. Additionally, you want to be on the lookout for those 3 open socket helms. Great targets to put topazes in there. Start with flawless if you don't have enough perfect. Just get that Magic Find early on. You could also look for 4 open socket armors. In many cases, I might recommend keeping that stealth on just for more efficiency, but that would be a huge boost to your Magic Find. Mistake number 5, farming in the wrong places. As you're leveling up, do not waste time farming gear in normal or nightmare. Now, you will have to farm levels to be strong enough to move on to the next difficulty, but don't stick around trying to farm gear. Do not farm Nightmare on Darl trying to get your Stone of Jordan. It is not worth it. Get yourself higher level, get yourself stronger, and move on to Hell difficulty, where the real farming can begin. Once you're on Hell difficulty, focus on the best farming locations. Efficiency is key here. Start with the Countess. Get your mid runes, not to mention your shots at Keys of Terror. Countess is a great way to start building some initial wealth and gearing up for better farming. If you want to start looking for high runes, go to the common targets. Chaos Sanctuary, Travancore if you're strong enough. Cows. Speaking of cows, it's a great target for Runeword bases. It can be a really easy place to start building some value. As for farming uniques and gearing up your character and looking for some rare items, you want to target Andariel and Mephisto. It's a great place to find some decent gear, make your character stronger, get some of that higher Magic Find items so you can start targeting the best places to farm. Now, while you're out there playing, no matter what, drop everything whenever there's a Terror Zone Andariel or Terror Zone Mephisto. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, these are the absolute best places to farm. Take that hour and get as many runs in on those bosses. It is your best shot at getting valuable, rare items to trade. Besides TZ, Andy, and Mephisto, you want to target other good Terror Zones like Chaos Sanctuary, Telrash's Tombs, Cows, and really any zones that are ideally farmed by your build. Even with Sunder Charms breaking immunities, different builds are better at different things. Figure out what's best for your build, and then leverage those strengths and smash those Terror Zones. Mistake number 6, missing out on easy wealth building strategies. There's a number of really easy things that you can do to just kind of guarantee you build some wealth. Look at things like perfect gems. These are always in demand for rerolling charms and crafting. Speaking of crafting, look at crafting mats, especially things like perfect amethysts, Ral runes, and junk jewels. These are things that you can just stockpile, offload in bulk packages, and incrementally build your wealth. Another good target, especially early on, are in-demand mid-runes. Soul, Shale, Am, Kolem, Pull. These are really good for trade currency and have most value early on. Always be on the lookout for those elite Runeward bases, especially your Monarch shields or your Spirit shields, Ethereal 4 open socket pole arms, Ethereal armor for socketing. There's especially demand for these items early on. And then always keys. Keys are a great target for farming for Ubers. All 3 of the keys hold some steady value, but are really important early on as people are trying to push hard to get their first torches. Farm your keys from the Countess, the Summoner, and Neolithek, and it's a really solid way to build up wealth. Mistake number 7, trading blunders. Early ladder is peak value for almost all items. In particular, the things that people need right away. So those early Magic Fight items, like those Shakos, They peak very early on in a ladder. Now, some of these items retain value, but it goes down over time. Other things to look for right away are those early gearing items, like spirit bases. They're worth far more in that first week. But the absolute most important thing here is do not wait to trade. Flip these items while the demand is high. In very early ladder, every hour you wait, that demand drops, and the value on some of these really critical early items can drop pretty drastically. One great strategy is to trade those items away, sell them high, and then use that wealth, use that value later on in ladder to get better deals on the items that you want. Now, as you think about trading, there's a lot of different opportunities, some different ways to actually go about the trades. In-game trades, they still work, but it's usually pretty slow and it can be hard to get connected with people sometimes. The easiest way to trade is to use a website. There's a number of options. They operate different ways. Tradery is a wonderful resource for item trades. It's really a go-to for the community. And of course, there are other more controversial options that are out there. D2JSP, the forum gold-based economy that gives you a different type of flexibility when trying to sell and flip items. There's also some really good Discord communities out there that can make trading very easy. So there you have it, your ladder reset survival guide. Party up for faster leveling, plan your respecs, trade smart, and focus on hell farming to get ahead of the curve. Build wealth with gems, runes, and bases, and don't waste time with rookie mistakes. If you have other tips that I missed, add them in the comments to help everyone out. If this helped you, hit that like button, drop your favorite ladder starter build in the comments, and subscribe for more Diablo II Resurrected guides and loot highlights. Good luck with your ladder reset, and I'll see you in the next one.
Farewell.